Hello, dear friends. April showers bring Mayflowers. Opinion piece. Controversial blackout. Sabotage theory. Cascading failure. Massive confusion. Alternative versions. Contradictory reports. They want to blame Russia. Operators blame each other. The biggest blackout in history. More networks may be affected. Disagreement between countries. We are not in a Cold War, but a hot one. Possible cyber attack on the power grid. Galactics would prevent further damage. Monday's blackout would be just a warning. The blackout questions Europe's green model. Klaus Schwab's daughter testifies against her father. Let's start. European countries cannot agree on the causes of the blackout. The recent massive blackout that affected Spain, Portugal, and parts of southern France has sparked a heated debate among European countries and their energy operators regarding the exact causes of the incident. Electricity operators also disagree on the exact cause of the blackout. Hypotheses range from a technical failure in the high voltage grid, unusual atmospheric phenomena, and human error. The Spanish government has reiterated that it is not ruling out any possibility for the time being, although the theory of a major system failure is gaining ground. Sabotage. The Storm Rider believes that the blackouts in various European countries were orchestrated by the dark side, but their plans will not succeed. In his view, the goal of these operations would be to blame Russia for the attack, but white hats within the countries are rejecting the narrative of a Russian cyber attack. Several agencies in the blackout countries are in the midst of a massive conflict with the European Union Council, and Belgian intelligence reports. Conflicting reports and findings have attributed external human interference to the events of the phenomenon, including the possibility of a Russian cyber attack and the collapse of solar and wind power. According to the Storm Rider, nuclear wind and hydroelectric power generators were deliberately shut down before the blackout. Right now, electricity transmission system operators are at war with each other, seeking blame and excuses, as several country officials will not accept the narrative of a deliberate Russian cyber attack being pushed. Power grid experts in several countries are fully aware that there was a deliberate disruption in power distribution, and therefore these blackouts would be artificial and human-made. So there is massive confusion among countries about what narrative to publish, as they are fighting among themselves over the obvious confusion that is occurring, and key leaders refuse to blame Russia. The Storm Rider adds that at this point anything could happen if the globalists decide to attempt a larger blackout event or begin eliminating resistant leaders and sending threats through blackmail operations. Divine intervention. According to Elder Ikai, the Galactic Federation is well aware of all the dark plans against humanity and has dismantled many operations we are unaware of. There have been many plans to destroy power grids in various countries, and these plans have been halted because the loss of life would be enormous. In quotes, we don't interfere in any endeavor unless there are massive casualties. The interference with each soul's journey is very significant. Many choose the light after such trauma. Fear is never our driving force to avoid war or chaos. Many times we eliminate the instigators of evil and their plans crumble. At other times we act with precision and take control of what we have chosen. The lesson is to use wisdom, not to panic, to fear nothing. More slowly and always be aware of your surroundings. There will be more networks affected by the efforts of destruction. You will not know which ones we impede and stop. Find peace in your life and move forward in the light. We are with you. Remember who you are. Close quotes. Other versions. The most widely circulated version of the causes of the blackout is that it was due to a series of negligence that had been observed for days in the Spanish electrical grid. However, Ariel says the following, in quotes, "A little belt told a story according to which the point of origin of the blackout originated at the Elorrio high voltage substation near Bilbao. The possible method of sabotage would have been a sophisticated one. Each cyber attack targeted the substation's SCADA, Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition system, allegedly injecting malware that overloaded the transformers and caused a cascading failure across the entire European grid. The malware exploited a known vulnerability in the Siemens S7 1200 PLCs used by Red Electrica for grid automation." Simultaneously, Ariel adds, "A small explosive device equivalent to 2 kilos of C4 was detonated at the Girona substation, damaging key transformers. The explosion was timed to coincide with the cyber attack, preventing Red Electrica from diverting power. No casualties were reported, but the substation was rendered unusable, causing a cascade of fires with no known cause, suggesting a possible cover-up. A report indicated that an undercover team of 5 agents carried out the attack. 3 of them were in Girona, planting the explosive. 2 men and a woman disguised as maintenance workers. The other 2 launched the cyber attack remotely from a safe house in Marseille, France. The team used encrypted communications, speaking in a mixed Russian and French, indicating a multinational operation. Their military-grade operation equipment, including night vision goggles and jammers, suggests state backing. News. Breaking news. The EU asks China not to flood its market with products it cannot sell in the US. Steve Quayle warns that the peace agreement between Ukraine and Russia is at a standstill and that the US military will withdraw from Europe. We are not in a Cold War, but a hot war. Chinese citizens are rebelling against the CCP. They have nothing to lose. With the global economic implosion, I wouldn't be surprised if this happens in many places. A Raytheon whistleblower exposed a seismic weapon, neutrinos, in Antarctica and says the US has top-secret superweapons, according to InfoWars. On Tuesday's show, Alex Jones spoke with Eric Hecker about the advanced technology he worked on in Antarctica. The Iberian blackout questions the European energy model. In quotes, this was bound to happen sooner or later. The Spanish government is not satisfied with the national electricity operators' explanations and opens a public investigation. X22 report. The blackout in Spain, Portugal and France was caused by green energy. The central bank will try to empty the shelves and convince people it was Trump's fault, but this will fail. Retailers have prepared and other countries will fill the gap. Fake news is driving a recession, but the numbers tell a different story. Banks will become obsolete. Klaus Schwab's daughter cooperates as a witness against her father and others. Nicole Schwab is cooperating with prosecutors in the case of crimes against humanity against key figures of global elite. Investigations one thought impossible are now in full swing. The illusion of immunity is cracking, and rumors from the International Criminal Court say we are on the verge of Nuremberg 2.0. Real names, real trials, and real consequences. At the Messiah's returning, Creon asks through Lee Carroll, on the 5 major spiritual systems of the planet, 4 await the return of their master to save this planet from turbulence. What if they had already returned? The return of the master has always been a metaphor. The Messiahs are here, not as physical human beings, but as consciousness of love, grace, beauty, wisdom, and understanding. USA. Trump transforms the US with a historic record of executive orders in his first 100 days. The president noted that he has only just begun and that the population has not yet seen anything of what he plans to implement. Trump held a rally in Michigan to celebrate his 100 days in office. We know the coalition is in control, and we wait further developments according to Sierra. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent announced that the ambitious tax reform will be passed by July 4th. Many believe this will mark the end of the income tax. More power outages, this time in Greenland. Northern Greenland is home to a key military base for the Space Force. The base is believed to be used for military tribunals. The power and internet blackout in Europe marked the beginning of rolling power outages worldwide. The coalition will take advantage of these outages to make mass arrests. I never believed the coalition would instigate a global power outage because it would cause mass hysteria. The EBS could be global, broadcasting to the entire world, but it wouldn't necessarily involve power outages. The internet will be controlled by Starlink and the quantum system. Many warriors of light believed that General Patton was reincarnated as President Trump. Patton died on December 21st, 1945, after a deliberate attempt to kill him in a car accident. President Trump was born on June 14th, 1946. After World War II, many evolved souls who died during the war quickly reincarnated to bring peace to the world. The physical resemblance between Patton and Trump is uncanny. Spain. Traffic forecasts 7.5 million road trips during the May long weekend. Red Electrica rules out cyber attack as the cause of the blackout. The president of Red Electrica, or electric grid, disassociates renewable energy from the blackout. The European Parliament will debate the blackout on the Iberian Peninsula next week. The Ministry of Economy estimates the direct impact of the blackout on purchases at 400 million euros. Monday's blackout is just a warning. The electrical system is designed to handle minimal deviations in energy generation and consumption, but a 60% loss would be impossible to handle. The Euribor closes April at 2.143%, registering its largest year-on-year decline in 16 years. The public deficit increases to 14,357 billion in February, more than 20%. Spain, the fourth country with the most people at risk of poverty or social exclusion in 2024, according to Eurostat. Spain has the third highest rate of working poverty in the EU, with a rate of 11.6%, 5 points higher than the average, according to Oxfam. More than a quarter of residents born outside of Spain arrived between 2022 and 23. Those born in Venezuela, France, and Argentina have the highest percentage of the population with higher education. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.